Welcome back to part number 16 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Rome. We have a lot of things and bells and whistles going on at the same time. The wider I get, the more that tends to happen, of course. There's a barbarian revolt. It's not a one or two sized. It's a massive horde here. I had to hire this merc, which lowers my merc count from, well, raises it from 3 to 4. I can't bring this merc to bear in Armenia, but I can use this merc to dispatch these barbs, fire him or lay him off, and then hire more mercs over in Anatolia, which is what I intend to do. But I have a lot of these legacy, like this guy was in forced shattered retreat, and I haven't been able to stand him down, the Cisalpine Gaul. I'm also not able to call up any Cisalpine Gauls levies, so I had to call up the Illyrian levies to go and cope with this madness, this revolt here, in our client state. So there's more levies here. I had to invoke Devotio. I have this merc stack sieging down this. Once this is secure, I'm going to get him on a boat and put a stop to this march of the Scythian tribal war bands here. I'm going to take this, and then I thought that there was a barbarian horde here. I just assumed that it was, but there's a bunch of these Armenians that showed up. So we'll just dispatch them. I think it should be about that easy. They have Miltech 3. It shouldn't be a problem. They're here. We'll be able to take this whole lot here. The point of the simultaneous war, if you'll note from the last episode, we were just warring with Scythia, trying to stop this from happening. And then we found that Armenia was doing exactly the thing that we came to Scythia to stop. So rather than let Armenia just sort of take these territories, and we'll just wander off and say, oh, well, we didn't want you to do that, but, you're here, and we just declared war on them, and we'll take this, and then we'll annex it to our client state. And we'll annex the part of Armenia we have claims on as well. We'll be a bit late to Egypt, but we'll not really worry about it. And that's where that stands. We sighted a comet and got 10 stability. So, most of Scythia has been occupied. I could peace out with Scythia, I think, actually right now. And as long as we take this province here, which we're about to do, I think Scythia is completely occupied. We'll have our client state take all of it. And then I think we can have the client state take this part of Armenia and this part of Armenia. And then we can take the stuff we have claims on, and maybe the client state can take, we can take 100 war score out of Armenia, and for a meager amount of aggressive expansion for ourselves here. The coastal territories we have claims on, and then this client state can take the rest. There it is. It all looks generally actionable. I transferred all the territory occupations. Let's see what's left after we give the client state. So, yeah, it looks like just these 3. There for us. There for us, and there for us, just for the sake of a border corps, I guess. And that should be all for Scythia. There's that strange bug again when you annex stuff to your client state. I didn't ask for this. I'm going to see about how much aggressive expansion that cost me and fix it up. I just checked Phantagoria's aggressive expansion. It looks meager, 15, so he's definitely good to go right into Armenia. I adjusted my AE down because I didn't ask for this. I'm selling this off to our client state, which is where it should have gone in the first place. Alright, so we have a 98 war score against Armenia. I just had a merc stack assault his capital. As worse, he's very low morale, war enthusiasm, so let's see if we can arrange it so that we take the territories we have claims on. which should reasonably be readily apparent. Here we have a claim, surely. Here we have a claim. Pretty sure we have a claim there as well. As for the rest, I think we have one here as well. That's it for our claims, and the rest of these territories I'm going to transfer over to our new client state. As we're not going to be anywhere near adjacent to these here, we may as well start have the client state go deep here on this side so that Parthia doesn't take it over, if anything else. There's 97 war score, about as good as I can get. This is going to Phanagoria. This goes to us. We'll get, I think we get 12 AE, so that'll put us up at, it should be about 33, thereabouts. Alright, I need to stand down all of our levies immediately, so this war exhaustion ceases. I just spent quite a bit of money building various things throughout. I'm not even really sure any longer where I built them, but I did build them here, I believe. A great many theaters and temples here. This is food challenged. I built some farms so I don't have to deal with it later, and just put some slaves on the working the farms. I think it's like 0.42 positive. Whatever the case is, we need to find the plan going forward. Let's see if we can sell this guy another territory. We can't quite yet. We need to sell that off to him. And we missed our window for Egypt, but then again, what of it? We could declare war, and we have a bunch of claims. And what really do we want with Egypt right now? It's going to be easy to take. It's sort of like a moderately sized power at this point, and there's no rush really. Carthage, on the other hand, it can take a few wars to displace this territory from him. So, as I believe the peace treaty with Carthage has also expired, or soon will, August of 560. So that's about a year and a half out. And what to do? A year and a half out, yeah. Well, we could take these, but then again, there's really no rush or any point just right now, per se. So why not take some out of Egypt, provided we can get out of here in a timely manner, and there's still some time left to where we won't be able to engage Carthage immediately. Why not take something out of Rome? We can Egypt. We can establish some adjacency to perhaps some of these territories as well. That's looking like the plan. I have 4 innovations here, and I'm not really inclined to take this War of the Spear, winning the land by spear. I think maybe if we get the sieging done quickly enough and sort of arrange it so that we can become adjacent to Parthia, if I colonize around our vassal and I think over this river, I think it can be done if memory serves. If we colonize this territory, we can colonize there or something like that. I'm going to try at least. We can establish adjacency here to Parthia and get around the never-ending war cycle just to establish adjacency to Moria. I think if we can hammer Parthia, there's probably not an egregious amount of pops or war score there. Very sparsely populated. We can establish adjacency to Bactria at least, and or Moria, and maybe just hire some mercs or something and hit Bactria and then head up in here and maybe establish adjacency or something rather than the never-ending war cycle here. So I'm going to try to do this into Moria without the War of the Spear. So with that having been said, there's no need to go here right now. These guys, I'm sure, are buying our goods. We're at 255 positive right now, so good for us. And that means we have 4 innovations in the bank. And really, these sieges have been going well. Quite literally, assault ability is nice to get things rolling along. We have more. Then we have siege towers, and we could take siege ability 5% and army attrition as well, and then another siege engineer plus tick, and then more here. As for why anyone would want this to slow down their army, I'm not exactly sure, but I think we can profit by becoming even better at sieging than we already are. So let's do that. And we can take one or both of these. It doesn't matter which one, it would seem, so we'll take that. We can get that as well. We can't do that. Needs one of the 2 siege. Okay, so we can take, we'll take this and that. So that even gets us even better at sieging. And we can take another 2.5% here and another 1 there and carry on. There's also another technology that can be had. This one is desecrating temples restores 10 stability, but you lose your omen power. It's not as though I care about losing my omen power, but I'm sort of old school with Imperator Rome. This one, all this tech tree stuff came out with Marius. And you know, you can use this. It's not an exploit, of course. It's an official part of the rules, but we're gonna not use it and see if we can do it the old-fashioned way before that technology hit. Our military experience is really high. We may as well drop one of these traditions. Let's see, defense or legion maintenance. It looks reasonable. What's that? Morale, morale, levy size. We'll go with this. Boom. Alright, so I moved these armies out. I dropped one here. He's made it to this Metropolis Phrygias here. And we're still moving this proper legion with siege engineers down here to reinforce these 2 mercs I have this merc, a bruiser, gonna head up here and deal with whatever comes in this area, and then I'll just disband him, maybe hire another if needed, or hire another somewhere else. I have a couple armies here, but let's get this going first. Like right now, he's allied with this power as well. Let's do it. An added bonus, we have all of our other city-state vassals headed back home, and they just pivot right back down here. So the sooner we declare war, the better. And we just did. This legion has arrived. Let's go ahead here, declare war on Egypt. Let's see if we can find a war goal. Lycaonia here sounds reasonable as not. Let's do it. We have the Marian reforms now, and we can call up legions wherever it is that we need them from. I was thinking of doing exactly that. There's Cisalpine Gaul. Sometimes the levies are required here, but Magna Graecia, let's check the status of what can be had there. 51. I always seem to be either hiring or firing mercenaries based on location, but if I just create more units or cohorts, then I won't be able to, won't have to hire and fire them. The problem is we are sort of not exactly thick on martial prowess. Well, I want to get them going so they'll get some awards irrespective of much of anything, so that's what I'll do. I've been burned by this. If you dismiss all of these guys that it chooses for me, and then I'll choose my own. So I'm going to call up a reasonably formed legion and then have the Navy go pick it up, and we'll go to the Central Delta with some proper units with siege engines. I'm going to make this even more effective sieging group than the others. I'll just divide it in half, and then we'll have 6 siege engineers with any given unit. It should work out quite well for the deltas. And well, there's not a lot of forts and such about there, but I'm pretty sure there are quite a few. Well, whatever the case is, we'll be ready. I think we can peace out with these 2 smaller powers here. This has been a very long war compared to what I'm used to. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it. Previously, with Egypt, we had been quick and out. He's got a lot of troops, and they all seem to be levies, or they're not mercenaries, is what I'm saying here. This anyway, whatever the case is, we have a fair bit of war score, and we're going to proceed. It's just, I would have liked to have sieged down, of course, the deltas, but this area has been a bloodbath, a hotbed of back and forth, while others have sieged and occupied this area. I'm not exactly sure when the war started, but I do know that we can separate peace out with this combatant for a fair clip of aggressive expansion, which I plan to take right now and get this guy out of my hair once and for all. It's a long and bloody war. A fairly simple peace treaty, or straightforward, right across here, and just a couple of territories here as well. Boom. You never know when you need the money. I'll take it. Alright, so I have left Egypt, done a little building here and there, called up a few more legions, one from Cisalpine Gaul, so that if I do summon up levies for various barbarian events, they won't be supersized. They'll be like appropriately sized 12 or thereabouts. I called up a split legion in Greece, although I'm not sure that it's split. Whatever the case is, I called up a bunch of legions and hired some mercenaries, and I'm about to engage with Carthage again, and to make a fair bit of money even after all that. Let's do it. Let's see, we'll take that. Boom. Our new wonder is finished. It's a bit of a wonky wonder, but let's take a look at it real quick. So there it is. Honored Freeman output, but I'm really after the happiness, diplomatic range and control range, and war score cost just in time for Carthage. Boom! Bulimia was out of range, and now it's in range. Let's see about Kush here. There's no new one there. So that may have been worth it just right there to be able to establish adjacency to... no, we're not really though. Well, we'll get closer to this, so we could file here against Kush. Anyway, let's see if there are any others. We can get as far as Frisia. I note that I'm not really all that sure of the war score of this, but I'm at the point where I'm ready to close this claim out and get this mission out and get claims on the entirety of Spain here, because we can. Let's see. Integrated culture, happiness, conversion. Some money, we'll take that. And we'll finish this mission. Boom. Was that? I think we've already done essentially this. We'll just wait. Some more money for 4 tribesmen here. I'm in the chips, surely. Okay, I think this war was is a fairly standard issue war. I think I may have let it go on for a bit too long. He had a very low war enthusiasm for some time. I'm going to see if I can figure out a proper peace agreement. There it is, 98 war score worth. The question now is what to do. We've got to get these units, pick up these units. That unit, we will disband these mercs. Well, we're going to pick these guys up, pick this errant cohort up. And really the only option is we have a truce with Egypt, so there's Parthia, can colonize up there, but really we'll only be able to get, unfortunately, 1 claim, and the rest unadulterated aggressive expansion just waiting to happen here. That'll be over 100 for this lot here, and then what does it get us? I don't really know. A lot of tribal lands, few cities, and lots of trouble. So we have a little bit better equation against the Persians. We have various claims in play here from my game-long 10-point claim law that I've had going for just about, well, forever really. I changed it almost immediately. And I think that's the only play. I have some here, but we have more claims available, and I plan to do exactly that. So I think we'll call that an episode here. It may be shorter than what might expect. Let's see. We can give a synopsis here. So Antipolis here is 576, about 11 years. I don't want it really to conquer anymore because these guys are fueling our expansion via their purchasing of our products. Let's see exactly the nature of it. This is of course not going to be an exact reading, but if you click on here and just sort of scroll down, you can watch the highlights, and a lot of them are going to be tribals in Gaul. I mean, a lot of in Iberia as well. So we've probably taken some of the wind out of Carthage's sails, so they won't eat up all of our customers and such. It looks as though our own client state is importing our goods, but these guys really are driving our ability to hire these legions. All of our high-priced goods are going out to the tribes of Gaul and Iberia. So why should I attack them when I can go east and acquire even more goods to sell to them? So we're still banking 222 even after some pretty hefty legion outlays here. 88, 52, 31, and 32 there. And elephants, engineers, etc. So I'm going to aboard these guys on the ship, build various things in the newly conquered territories, like theaters and temples, file some claims, and sail right back over here to Syria, see if we can invade Persia. I hope to see you in the next episode.